Hey there, everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Hope everybody's doing well. A few days till New Year's, and it's 1971. We're in the final month of our replay. And it's going to be Buddy Harrelson, Wayne Garrett, and Cleon Jones for the Mets, and Kranepool, Boswell, and Agee. And rounding out the order, Singleton, Dyer, and Gentry. Gary Gentry has his C stuff today against Rick Wise, who has his A stuff. For the Phillies, at Philadelphia, at Veterans Stadium, it's Boa, McCarver, Anderson, Montanez, Johnson, Luzinski, and Heisel, Harmon, and Rick Wise. Let's do it. I'm going to read the D6s first. And it's Buddy Harrelson's with Chitterback on the left side. Play ball, 23. And that is a fly ball center field for out number 1. Next up is Wayne Garrett. He bats lefty. That's a 52. That's going to be an error check. KD goes up to 4. This is a 5. Error check on the second baseman. So it's a bouncing ball to Terry Harmon. And Terry Harmon makes the play. Over to first. And that's 2 out. And here's Cleon Jones with a 31, and that's bounced up the middle and through for a base hit. 2 out single for Jones. And here's Steady Eddie Kranepool, left-handed hitter, with a 56, and that'll be strike 3, and he goes down. On strikes, no runs, 1 hit. Go to the bottom of the first. Fall Classic Baseball. It's a 35, and that's a blank, and a 35 is an out. Kind of an out. It's a liner to third base, L5. Larry Bowa hits it on the screws, but right at the third baseman, Wayne Garrett. There's Tim McCarver, bats lefty, 56, and that should, it's an out. Doesn't strike out very much, so he bounces one to short, picked up by Harrelson, and Harrelson throws out McCarver, 2 down. Next is Mike Anderson. Mike Anderson bats from the right side against the righty Gary Gentry with his C stuff. And that'll be, I'm going to roll here. And that's going to be a 16. Struck him out. That ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Gentry. We'll go to the top of the second inning. Kenny Boswell is leading it off for the Mets. He bats lefty. Rick Wise checks in with McCarver for the sign, and it's a bouncing ball to the first baseman. Picks it up and steps on the bag. Greg Luzinski's at first base. He'll step on the bag ahead of Boswell for out number 1 here in the top of the second inning. Next is Tommy Agee. And that's a snake eyes, ball 4. Agee walks. He's on at first. Kenny Singleton with a 56, and that'll be a strikeout. He'll swing and a miss. Rick Wise, fastball. Duffy Dyer with a 61, and that'll be back-to-back Ks. No runs, no hits, a walk, man left. Go to the bottom of the second. Willie Montanez batted .255 with 30 home runs, 42. And that'll be ball 4. So Montanez is on with a base on balls. Next is Darren Johnson. Good power. And it's a 42, and that'll be back-to-back walks. So Gentry struggling with his command early on here with back-to-back walks. And Greg Luzinski. 3 home runs and 100 at-bats. Would have been about 18 on the season. So he's got some power. Going to let him swing away, and that's going to be a 36. Let's go to a pitcher, and that's going to be if it's a ground ball, and it is not, it's a line out to right. Holding at second is Montanez. Here's Terry Harmon. Oh no, Larry Heisel should be up. And then it's Terry Harmon. And that's a 44, and that's lined to center field. Actually, it is lined to right fielder plays it right center field, and it's going to be runner's going to score. Montanez are waving him around. He comes in to score. Going to third is Johnson. Only if he's fast, so he will not go to third. He will stop at second base. There's no way he's fast. So it's going to be first and second with one out. RBI for Larry Heisel. 1-0 Phillies. And now it's Terry Harmon. Here's a pitch, and that is a 26 against a lefty. It's going to be a single. Otherwise, it's a line out to short, and it could be a double play, and it is not. So an L6. Everybody gets back, and here's Rick Wise with 2 outs and 2 on. 61, and that'll be a strikeout to end the inning. 1 run on 1 hit and a couple of walks. Go to the top of the third. 1-0 Phillies. Playing a little fall classic baseball. Gary Gentry with a 22, and that'll be a strikeout. Not a big hitter, that Gentry. He had 6 hits and almost 70 at bats. Here is Buddy Harrelson with a 65, and that'll be a fly to right. Drifting over is Montanez, and he makes the catch. And Garrett with a ground ball to first. And that ends the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Mets. We go to the bottom of the third now. Larry Boa leading off with a 56 and strikes out. Gentry gets Boa on a curveball. McCarver bats from the left side and a 62, and that'll be a K. Back-to-back Ks for Gary Gentry. And here's Mike Anderson with a 62 and strikes out the side. So Gentry dominates the Phils in the bottom of the third, strikes out 3. Here we go top of the fourth, 1-0 Phils. Cleon Jones with a 36, and that'll be a fly to center. On the run is Mike Anderson, and he catches up to it. Here's Ed Kranepool with a 56, strike 3, 2 out. And Kenny Boswell, who's 0 for 1 with a ground out. He's going to drive one here, and that's going to be way back to right field. That ball is gone. Ballpark home run for Kenny Boswell. Game is tied at 1 apiece. Tommy Agee now with a 36, and that'll be a ground ball to short. So 1 run on 1 hit for the Mets. And we go to the bottom of the fourth, all tied at 1. Willie Montanez starts us off with a 45. And that's bounced to second base, picked up by Boswell. Sidearms it to first, in time to get Montanez. Darren Johnson. Right back. No, that's strikeout. That's 6 strikeouts for Gentry and Greg Luzinski with a 64, and that'll be strike 3. That's number 7 for Gentry. 7 Ks for Gary Gentry in a 1-2-3 inning. Here in the bottom of the fourth, we go to the top of the fifth. Kenny Singleton leading off with a 26, and that's bounced up the middle and through into center field for a leadoff single for Singleton. We'll try a hit and run with Duffy, and that's a 9. And the 9 will be only if he's an A hit and run guy. He is not, so that'll be a bounce to that'll be a pop up to short. Taking it is Boa. Back to first goes Singleton, and here's Gentry, who's going to square to bunt, and it's a good bunt. Catcher picks it up over to first. Moving to second is Singleton. The go-ahead run is in scoring position now for the Mets, and up comes Buddy Harrelson. Rick Wise. Sets and deals. And that's going to be a 54 chart with a runner on base, and that's going to be men on base at 10 and a 13. That's going to be wild pitch. Wild pitch going to third is Singleton. So the go-ahead run is 90 feet away here in the top of the fifth. The pitch to Buddy House, and a 53 is a range check. And that's a range check to second base. That's 7. Second base, who do we say was at second base before? We said it was Harmon, and Harmon gets to that ball and throws out Harrelson to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And we move to the bottom of the fifth. Heisel, Harmon, and Wise against Gary Gentry. And a 35, which will be a ground ball to short. Easy play for Harrelson. Got excellent range. I think it was a Gold Glove year. I got to look at that. 62, and swings and misses. Curveball gets him. And here's Rick Wise, who struck out. And that'll be a 36, which will be a line out to right to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Gentry. So Gentry is dealing. And here comes Wayne Garrett with a 45, and that'll be a ground ball to first base, played by Luzinski. Cleon Jones now with a 32, and the 32 is going to be a drive down the line, kicks up some chalk, and that's a fair ball into the corner, played by the left fielder Heisel. And into second base goes Cleon Jones ahead of the throw. So we got a runner in scoring position for the Mets, and here's the lefty, Eddie Krampel, with a 15, and that's going to be a fly to left. Nobody will tag up on that. And with 2 out, it's Kenny Boswell. Boswell hit a home run. He's 1 for 2 today. And that's a line for a base hit. And let's see if Cleon Jones will score. Yes, he does. Actually, with 2 outs, there's going to be an assist from the left fielder. Left fielder is Heisel. And Heisel's number in left. Oh, here's a play at the plate, and he is out at the plate. So Larry Heisel, 7-2, throws out Cleon Jones. So no runs on 2 hits. Larry Heisel with a great arm throws out Cleon Jones at the plate. And ends the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, still tied at 1. Larry Boa with a 51 and a 20. That's an error check, but that's going to be too high. It's bounced to second base. Easy play for Boswell. Bobbled it for a split second, but got a good grip on it. 42, and that'll be ball 4. So that is the 3rd walk by Gentry in this game. And Mike Anderson, we're going to try, let's see. We're going to try hit and run. There he goes. And that's going to be a 5, and that is a ground ball to first. Krampel plays it, and that moves the runner to second. So with 2 outs, they got a runner in scoring position. Here's Willie Montanez with a 34, and a 34 is going to be bounced up the middle for a base hit. Let's see if the run can score. There's going to be an assist for the right fielder. Who's in right field for the Mets? Kenny Singleton, and Singleton is a 3, and we're going to use a 1-2-3 on this. So here is the play at the plate, and he is out at the plate, 9-2. So no runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and a play at the plate. So both the top of the 6th and the bottom of the 6th ended with plays at the plate. One by the left fielder and one by the right fielder. All right, and it's going to be Tommy Agee leading off the top of the 7th. Rick Wise. And that's going to be a 12, which is a base on balls Tommy Agee walks. Second time he's walked. Kenny Singleton's going to just, actually, you know what? Kenny Singleton's going to bunt. And it's a good bunt to the catcher. Makes the play to first. And Agee, who's fast at second base now. Duffy Dyer going to let him swing away with a 54. The runner on base, that's a 16, and that's not going to be a wild pitch. So it's a ball that's blocked by the catcher. And we're going to walk Dyer and pitch to Gary Gentry. And this is a tough one. We don't want to bring in, do we want to go to the bullpen already? That's the question. This is a big opportunity here. All right, we're going to bring in a pinch hitter, Dave Marshall, here in the top of the 7th inning with runners on first and second, only one out. And he's going to swing away. Here's a pitch from Rick Wise. And that's going to be a 16. Struck him out. So Marshall comes in to pinch hit and strikes out. 2 outs now. Here's Buddy Harrelson. And, that's lined. Base hit to center field. And runner on second will score. And going to third is going to be Duffy Dyer. So you're going to have first and third. Big hit by Buddy Harrelson. Hit one hard on the ground up the middle, and nobody could get to it. Drives batter number 6 in. And the Mets have taken a 2-1 lead. So it's first and third, and here's Wayne Garrett. And a 44 is going to be a potential stolen base. There we go. Oh, no, it's going to be a check for a pickoff because it's 18-19. Our checks, he's a weak arm. He's a righty, weak arm righty. So it's going to be really low. Let's see what we roll. And that is not low. That gets back. All right, so it's going to be a 62 for Wayne Garrett, and that'll be a strikeout to end the inning. So 1 run on 1 hit and a couple of walks. And we move to the, we move to the bottom of the 7th. It's the 7th inning stretch, so go to the concession real quick, get yourself a brewski, get right back. Game scores 2-1 here, 1971 Mets versus the Philadelphia Phillies. Darren Johnson leading off, new pitcher for the Mets. Tug McGraw is the new pitcher for the Mets. He'll be facing Darren Johnson, and here's the pitch, and that is a 25. Bounce to third, picked up by Boswell over to first in time to get Johnson. Greg Luzinski, right-handed hitter, steps in the box. He's got good power with a 43. And McGraw's got B stuff in that 43. 1-4 base on balls. That's a fly ball lifted to left. Center field. On the run is Jones, and Jones catches up to it. Out number 2. And here's Larry Heisel with a 61 and struck him out. 3 up, 3 down in that bottom of the 7th for Tug McGraw. McGraw can go 12. You can see that there. All right. Cleon Jones. And that's a snake eyes, and that's bounced up the middle, and that's through for a base hit, his 3rd hit of the game. Cleon Jones with a single. Eddie Kranepool's going to hit and run. There he goes. And that's a 20. That's a 6, and a 6 will be a ball hit right back to the mound. And only one play, and that's the first. So runner moves to second base. Here's Kenny Boswell now. And that's going to be a 32. 32 is going to be a drive, and that's going to split the outfielders and roll to the wall. Coming around to score is Jones. And into second base with an RBI double is Kenny Boswell. And that may be all for Rick Wise, who's due up. Now, you know what? He's due up, so let's see if we can get through this inning. Here's Tommy Agee. And that's a 23, and struck him out. 2 outs now. Kenny Singleton's up next. He's 1 for 2. And we could pitch to him 245, or we can pitch to Duffy Dyer at 231. We'll pitch to almost the same thing. That's going to be a 51. That's an error check, but that's way too high. Bounce to second base. Harmon plays it. That retires the side. 1 run on a couple of hits. And we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. Terry Harmon's leading it off against Tug McGraw. We had an easy bottom of the 7th. That's a 65. That's going to be fly ball to right field. Backing up a few steps is Singleton, and he squeezes it for out number 1. We get a pinch hitter. It's going to be Don Money stepping in to pinch hit for Rick Wise. So Wise is out of the game. Pitched extremely well. Here's Tug McGraw with 1 out against the Money, and that's a 55, and that is a drive down the line into the corner. And digging for third is Money. Here's the throw, the tag, and he is safe with a 1-out triple. The tying run at third base now against Tug McGraw, and that's going to force the Mets to bring the infield in here against Larry Boa. And here's the pitch to Boa. The infield in, that's going to be a 36, and a 36 struck him out. Big K for Tug McGraw. Tim McCarver up next. He bats from the left side. We may bring a pinch hitter in here for him as well. Okay, so it's going to be Mike Ryan. He's a catcher as well for the Phillies, and he'll be pinch hitting. He's a right-hander against the lefty Tug McGraw, and he will be taking over in the catching position for Tim McCarver. 2 outs. Don Money's at third base with the tying. Actually, it's not the tying run because I think the score is 3-1. So not the tying run right here. It's 3-1. All right, here's the pitch. And that's a 64, which will be a strikeout, and that ends the inning. So the Mets shouldn't have been playing the infield in on that strikeout, but it made no difference, luckily. All right, so no runs on 1 hit, and we move to the top of the 9th inning. And Ryan will stand to play catcher. We're going to need a new pitcher. Jim Bunning is on the mound for the Phillies against Duffy Dyer, who's 0 for 2 with an intentional walk. And here's the pitch to Dyer, and that's going to be a 64. What did I say he was? That'll be an out, kind of an out, grounded to short. And Boa throws out Dyer. Now Garrett's gone, McGraw's gone 6. We're going to keep him in. So he's going to bat. His batting is a 5. Pitcher batting card 5. And that is a strikeout. No surprise there. And it's the top of the order now with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. The Mets are up 3-1. Buddy Harrelson with a 34, and that'll be a ground ball and through the right side for a base hit. Second hit of the game for Harrelson. Next is Wayne Garrett, pitch from Bunning. That's going to be a 66, and that's going to be lined for a base hit. Will he make it to third? Yes, he does. Easily. First and third with 2 outs. Here's Cleon Jones, who's got 3 hits. Here's a pitch from Bunning, and that's going to be a 15, which will be a fly ball. Center field on the run is Anderson. Will he get there? Yes. Oh, no runs, 2 hits, and 2 left. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Last licks, 3-1 Mets. Tug McGraw still in there. You got to believe. He's going to face Mike Anderson, playing Fall Classic Baseball. And Mike Anderson with a 46 and a 6, and that will be a foul ball. Souvenir in the stands. Souvenir for a lucky fan, a 23, and he strikes out. 1 down. Willie Montanez Pitch from McGraw, which is a 43, and that's going to be bounced to first base. Easy play for Kranepool, 2 down. Darren Johnson with 2 outs, so the Phillies are down to their last out. Here's a pitch from McGraw, and that's a 32, and that is a line drive to left field, and getting there is Jones. That's the ball game. No runs, no hits. The Mets win it by a score of 3-1. And the win's going to go to. He went 3 innings, but they pinch hit for him here, and they took the lead with a run. They did take the lead, so that the win is going to go to Gentry, a save is going to go to McGraw, the loss is going to go to Wise. And the Mets, let's see. Mets improve their record to 75 and 59, while the Phillies dropped to 60 and let's write that here, 60 and 76. So Mets have a good record. They're 16 games over 500. So that attests to my incredible managing ability. And that's about it. So the final score is 3-1. 3-1 Mets. And this is Fall Classic Baseball. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Check out the Universal Baseball Association and the Fall Classic Baseball Facebook group as well. And I will see you guys soon. Take care.